on the screen. Oh, are we live? I think so.
Yeah, it says live.
It says it, but is it?
Hello.
Oh my god.
Can anyone hear us?
I think we are live, according to what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
It's saying
it's saying it on the screen for me.
All right, well, let's see. Yeah, but I can't click it on my other device.
Be like, welcome. Da, na, 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 na.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you.
No, you're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Hello and welcome.
Jim Bates, what's up? What's up?
Time for the show. This is it.
So we want to put a thumbs up. I don't know. I can't put one on my side, and I'm on a different device. So that's kind of weird.
I did.
See, we don't know how many people are in the room. I have no idea.
6. I have my other phone open in case.
Why can't we see it on this thing? Oh, I see it. I see it. Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome in, everyone.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, so radio-esque. Radio-esque. So this is what we're talking about tonight. This is part of it. We'll talk about lots of other things, but let's see how this works, guys. What do you see? Do you see a background? Does it look good? What's happening? Tell me something. I just hit the thumbs up. Awesome, Kristen. Thank you. Is the background moving for anybody?
Yes.
Oh, it is. My side's not moving. Okay.
Oh, it is moving, yes, on the live on my YouTube, yeah.
So do you guys like this? What do you think of this background and stuff?
How do we sound to you? Do we sound good?
Yeah, that's a big one. How do we sound? I can lower the sound on some people. Let's see. Yes. She says yes. Kristen.
Do you see what I see?
So we all sound clear, not echoing, and not robotic, right? We need a lot of feedback on this one. It's a new program, and I don't know if it works well. What happens minutes before death? And yes, back behind the picket is moving. Oh, cool. All right, good. Yay!
Yay!
All right, well,
Success.
bear with me. Yeah, well, so far, bear with me because I have to like work on these scenes and stuff and see if we go into a nice transition. We'll see. I can even show you videos, so this is good. Okay, where's the thumbs up button? She's asking. So where the
So
hell
you
is
have
it?
to exit out the chat because she's using a program. So you have to exit out the chat and then you just hit the thumbs up like if you were thumbsing up a video. It should be right there and it still counts.
Okay. Aw, I can't see the hand waving unless I'm on the other one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Jennifer, hello. All right, cool. Well, how many people we got? We got 21 people. So we can start anytime you guys would like to start. Caroline is louder than you. Than me? She always is. That's Jersey for you.
Uh-huh.
Really? I'm not loud? That's amazing. That's
My
okay. As long as you
ass.
can hear me. My ass. Whatever. It's weird seeing the chat on the screen beside you. It is, right? It's different, but hey, it works. I like it. You can all see what each other's writing. So we're starting with this topic tonight is what happens in the minutes before death. So the trigger warning, if anybody has issues with that, talking about dying, okay, this is exactly what it is. Not just for old people, for any kind of people going through it. I'm soft. Oh, okay. Never been called soft before. All right. So anyway, I have a video for you guys that we can watch too that explains a little bit more about it. I'm going to jump to another scene which is right here. Tell me if it jumps right away. Hopefully it transitions quickly. I don't know if it does. I don't think it did. See, I'm looking at the screen on there. Did it transition?
No.
That's not good. I transitioned over.
It's probably going to take a while because you're on a program versus on the app.
There it goes.
Okay, you see it then.
Yep, just a little delay.
Damn, over here it goes quick.
Mr.
Oh,
Minky.
Brooke, I thought you missed that.
Okay, so on this screen, basically, it says exactly what it is. I don't know if you guys could read it. It's a little small, but it's the stages of what happens to you about like, well, what would you say, 2 weeks before you pass? I mean, you can actually start seeing these signs, but really 24 hours before, you're going to see all of these signs of dying. So you can't. Well, I don't know. Should I be talking about it, hubby? You can even chime in on this about giving people drink and food and things like that, and that it's a no to do that. You want to explain it?
Well,
Oh God, that's
you.
fine, Nicholas.
Hi, Nicholas. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so as far as food and drink, there's a lot of things involved if you're talking about end of life things. And if they're not able to digest the food or drink, then they're probably going to be on IVs by then for hydration and such. But if they are able to eat, they can eat some soft foods, little in there and little sips of fluid or whatever. But for the most part, people stop eating the last couple of days.
Because their body really doesn't need it. I mean, they don't feel hunger or thirst, but the thing that they will feel is maybe a dry mouth. So you can use like a little cotton, what are those things from the hospital? Those pink things with the water. I don't know what they're
And
called.
little swabs.
They're like swabs, yeah. And you could just moisten their lips, and you could, just so they're comfortable. But yeah, it could actually slow down the process of them dying. It's because your body is fighting to stay alive if you're giving them drink and food. So you don't want to do that. I did that to my dog. I said that before. I did that with Vincenzo, and I was like, drink, drink, drink. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing something wrong here. I'm not supposed to be doing that. The body knows how to be born, and the body knows how to die. So you don't need to help the process.
And in that same line of thinking, you can't necessarily prevent it from occurring or, um, you know, make it delayed as long as you'd like to. It's when the body's decided, it's decided.
Right. And people will sit there and say, I could have done more. I could have. No, 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 no. That's guilt that you shouldn't have on you whatsoever. This is what is supposed to happen. But they do. I know a lot of people do that. Damn it. I want to get this thing off of my screen. You were through it with your mom, Deborah. Yeah. And especially like long term, if they have cancers, things like that, and they're on hospice. You even see the hospice nurses will give them medication because they can keep taking that medication because the body is used to it. So if they're on a morphine drip, they're going to keep giving them that just to make them comfortable. But it's not like preventing them from dying. It's just keeping them comfortable. So you would probably know about that. Go ahead, honey. You can tell us about it. I'm trying to figure out how to get this
Um,
thing off my
you
screen.
know,
Go ahead.
depending on with the person physiologically, uh, the dying process can happen very quickly. So the food thing definitely applies in the last stages, like when someone's going to hospice or have their last few days, and they've accepted what's going on and maybe they've chosen to stop eating or whatever. But if they're able to eat, and it's somebody like could have a, a heart condition and not even know it, and they may live a normal life up till 15 minutes before something occurs.
True.
So,
Okay, can I stop you for
but
1 second? My
mhm.
uncle, actually, Uncle Dick. His name is Dick. It wasn't Dick. It was Richard. They call him Dick. Okay, so he wanted my mother's pasta vazul, and he actually ate that a few, like maybe 2 days before he died. So I've heard of people wanting food like right before they die, and they're really ill. But have you heard of that, where they want a special meal or something, and then boom, they're gone the next day?
So in all my years in different types of experiences in the military and stuff, I didn't see a lot of the geriatric stuff, but
Mm,
um, you see different people are different ways. But I think ethnic people tend to be a lot more particular about what they eat, especially when they don't feel well, and they
yeah.
prefer to just not eat. Like a little old Italian lady might be like, "I want food from home. I'm not eating this hospital crap," and they would literally rather starve.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. They're very stubborn. I'd be like that probably.
Yes, you would.
We're on your TV. Yay, we're on your TV. Cool. Carolina, have you run into anything like family wise? Have you gone through something like this at all
Um,
with
from
a
the
loved
people
one?
I know that they're about to pass, they start to lose weight rapidly.
Yeah.
Um, they start looking sicklish,
Vitamin
so
D.
like they start losing their color in their skin.
Yep.
Like more pale, and then the sunken eyes. The hair is not as bright because obviously they don't want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
They'll
and then
also
you
perspire.
kind of see the people. I don't know what I've seen is people like bargaining or giving away things or like making amends with people.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they feel it like it's coming.
That's the bitch about regrets. You don't figure out how many you have until it's the last few minutes.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of people that did shit in their lives that was very bad, and all of a sudden they're apologizing like crazy. I'm so sorry
Yeah,
I did this to you. I'm so sorry about it. That's not going to make you go to heaven, bitch. That's what I say. I
let's
mean,
fix
they're
everything
trying
after the
to.
fact.
They're trying to, but that's what Greg did. Sylvia's husband, see? And yes, I would want Chipotle, Kristen. That'd probably be my last meal.
Chinese.
Yep.
Hey, Brittany.
My hubby would have a steak before that
Of
would be his last
course.
meal. Say, we know. Hey, Brett. So yeah, that I mean, so everything you said, Caroline, is right on the screen too. So lower body temperature, they get colder. So what you want to do is definitely like keep them warm, put blankets over them. I know that something happens to the skin of the legs. I don't know, hubby. Can you tell me about that? Like it gets reddish underneath the skin. Is that from being
So
cold?
essentially, the blood vessels change, and the chemistry in the body changes, and as the blood vessels realize that the body's shutting down, they don't get as much blood supply to them, and what will happen is blood will start pooling, and being closer to the surface of the skin. Tissue will break down. They'll get ulcers very easily because of all the vascular damage just under the skin. Um,
Bed sores too. I
yep,
mean, you got to turn
exactly.
them. Yeah, quite a
I've
bit.
seen people with bed sores. Primarily, are when you hear about the really bad ones, are from pressure.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
for instance, I once knew of a paraplegic, and they had elderly parents who couldn't move them, and they were kind of overweight. And because they couldn't move their lower extremities, all of their weight was on the bones of their buttocks all the time. And they ended up getting very, very sick and ended up having huge, huge ulcers that went all the way down to the bone on their backside from it.
Ugh,
Because
that's
all the
just
pressure,
horrible.
think of all the pressure of your upper body, especially if you're heavy, putting all
Hmm.
that pressure on your spine and your bones, and then those bones pushing on that skin that's not getting good blood supply from the
Mm,
inside.
yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of times you don't necessarily know right away. It can be much deeper than what it looks.
Wow. Sue said that. Do you see that? I don't know if this was covered, but I found that those not mentally lucid become lucid and aware of their surroundings.
I have a good story.
Yeah, you have a good story. Go for it.
Uh-huh.
What's
Yeah.
the story?
All right. So, I spent some time working at a hospital a long time ago, and there was an elderly gentleman who came in, and he had had a stroke, and he was real bad. He spent a lot of time in ICU. He ended up finally on an intermediate floor, and he was not understanding of what people would say to him. He barely opened his eyes. He was non-communicative. He couldn't move most of his body. Literally on Easter Day, Easter Day, we went in to check on him, and he was sitting up in his bed, wide awake, alert, looked at us, talked to us. He was absolutely fine. He asked to get up and go to the bathroom. The staff had to assist him because he was weak, but he actually stood up and walked to the bathroom. It just so happened I knew the family. And the family came to me and said, knowing that we know you, have you ever seen this before? And I said, sometimes, but sometimes in a real bad situation like what your grandfather has, um, sometimes they come back to let family know what's going on. So just be aware, there could be something lying on the other side of this. The very next day, he never woke up again and he died.
Mm. Wow.
Mhm.
Earpiece.
He came back to say hello to his family and to acknowledge that he had heard them when they were there visiting him.
Yeah.
He knew they were coming to see him. Who came to see him? He remembered stuff that they had talked about to him, but he might as well have been comatose when they were doing it. But when he woke up that day, that Easter day, he knew.
Now, that's another thing to let people know is that hearing is usually the last thing to go. So they are like still hearing you. And maybe they can't see you anymore, but and can't communicate, but they still hear. So make sure you are aware of that. If you're in the room, don't talk about them like they're not there. You need to include them in the conversation or go out of the room and talk, if you want to say something else. But yeah, the hearing is like the last thing to go.
And not to take the show over here or anything, but I actually have a really good story tied to that as well through in
Okay.
family.
Okay, go for it.
So a family member had cancer and was put on hospice, and they were in the home, and I got the phone call. It's getting close. So I went there. The whole family was around. We were all talking amongst ourselves, but also talking with our family member. And one of my family members was having a very difficult time dealing with it and was very emotional. But the the person we were losing was incoherent for almost 2 full days prior to this.
Mhm.
And we had to remove the family member from the room and say, you gotta just accept this. This is happening. This is what he wanted. And they went back in and told him it was okay. They were sorry they held on to him for so long and that he could go. He took one breath and died.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
He knew. He knew she was there. He knew that she was having a hard time with it. He
And he was holding
knew.
on for her,
Yes.
for her.
Yes.
And that's where we can't be selfish. We have to think about that person and let them go. That is the right thing to do. And we have to grieve and we have to go through what we have to go through, but this is life, and this is death. And that's
yeah.
what has to happen. Hey, Charles. Yeah, Brooke, I know, right? It's the last thing to go. So they're aware. They know you're there.
Do you feel like some people expel like urine and feces before they take their last breath, or is that more after?
It can go both ways, but it's almost definitively going to happen after.
Hmm. All the
'Cause
gases are released. Your body
well,
is completely relaxed.
everything inside your body has its own muscles, and when the brain and heart stop, so do the muscles. So everything relaxes,
Hmm.
and there's not anything to hold anything in anymore. Yeah,
I
so
think
that's
Greg,
absolutely normal.
that time, so I know for a fact this is true. Sylvia. I also had a family who wouldn't pass until we said it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
See? Exactly. I mean, I have a video for you guys. I don't know if you want to watch it or not. I mean, it's a good 5 minutes long, but it does tell a lot of what we're talking about here. It's kind of like an animated video. Look at a census. If people want to see it, I have it up and I can put it in and check and see. Let me just read what we have
Take a
here.
poll.
I don't know if people want to sit through a 5 minute video. That's the thing. They can raise their hands though and say stop if they want me to stop it. I want to play around with the different aspects.
You know what?
Here.
In the chat, put a thumbs up, like the emoji, to see if you want to see the video. How about we do that? Thumbs down if you don't.
There you go. Let's do a poll. We always want to include everybody, so let me know. It's a cute little video. Well, cute little. I don't say about that. It's animated. It's an animated video, but it does tell about death and dying a little bit, about what we're talking about. I've seen some reach out into the air as if reaching out to a loved one. Yes, they do, because they are. Their loved ones are calling on them, and they're reaching out for them. That's exactly what happens. They are. They're just waiting for them to bring them on the other side. It's great. That's what I'm excited about. Seeing all my loved ones like that.
I'm quite certain it doesn't have to be family or even friends per se. If there's some person that you have a strong connection to and something happens, they can come back and talk to you, I think. I really do.
Or a dog, because Vincenzo's going to be the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. They want to see it. All right, good. I'm going to put the video. I think we can still talk through the video, so I might like mute it or something, but just check it out. Let me see. All right, give me a second, because right.
Talking about dying can be very difficult, and people often avoid the subject.
It already started, and it didn't even go on the screen yet. So hold on. Come on, flip over. That sounds dirty. I've had patients talk about angels in the room and children playing around the angel. Aw, that's sweet. I told him my grandpa he could go. He passed in the middle of the night. Oh, I feel that I told him that because my mom. Well, she did. See, you can't. That's guilt. He was ready to go at that time, Deborah. So you can't feel like that.
You're good to start, Nikki.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play the video. Tell me if you guys can hear the video. Put a thumbs up again, okay? Because I have to make sure everybody can hear it. But here we go. I'm gonna try it.
Talking about dying can be very difficult, and people often avoid the subject, but it's a part of life that we will all have to face. As the end of life approaches for a loved one, it is understandable that you may feel apprehensive and have many questions. This video should help you to understand, anticipate, and respond to some of the signs you may notice. The first sign you may notice is decreased appetite and thirst. A common reaction is to want to begin using supplements and intravenous nutrition with the idea
is
it couldn't hurt.
Hearing this?
But research now indicates that the use of forced nutrition in terminally ill patients may actually worsen a patient's condition. Let me explain this. The digestion of food requires a level of energy that a dying person may just not have. One way even a healthy person may have experienced this is a growing nauseous feeling or even vomiting following an intense workout. During an exhaustive workout, the body reallocates resources such as blood and energy to the muscle groups and organs that require it the most. This leaves the digestive system with limited energy, thus frequently inducing nausea because it is unable to process the food at that moment. A dying person's body is also reallocating limited energy supplies to keep the essential systems of the body working. Because of this, their bodies lack the strength to digest food, thus making the presence of that food or fluid painful or even intolerable. Most of us can hardly imagine going for more than a day without eating. The dying, however, typically do not experience discomfort associated with not eating or even dehydration, besides possibly a dry mouth. Once dehydrated to a certain degree, the brain frequently releases endorphins that block many pain receptors, a kind of built-in painkiller system. Artificial nutrition, on the other hand, can induce a form of false hope for the body, allowing it to continue to fight to stay alive. A painful, hopeless fight that typically only prolongs the dying process. In the days before a person dies, the heart is no longer able to pump the blood effectively throughout the body. In an attempt to preserve oxygen delivery to the brain and heart, blood is shunted away from the extremities and non-vital organs, such as the feet and the hands. This may lead to cold and mottled extremities, from where it then travels up. It is not painful, but giving the patient an extra blanket may help keep them warm. Research shows that this occurs late in the dying process and is a cardinal sign that death will occur within hours to days. A third sign you may notice is a changed breathing pattern. As the body is dying, respiration progressively becomes a solely involuntary act controlled by the brainstem. This means that the breathing pattern is reflexive and no longer a response to conscious awareness. Breathing becomes less regular. There might be periods where a person may not breathe at all for as long as 10 to 20 seconds. They are not a desire or hunger for air, but rather a basic reflex of the dying brain. This final or agonal breathing pattern is also called fish out of water breathing. It is an ineffectual gasping of the mouth with little or no actual air intake and signifies that death is very near. On top of this irregular breathing pattern, you may also hear a kind of gurgling sound every time the patient breathes. This is because swallowing becomes more difficult and secretions may pool at the back of the throat. These accumulated fluids may cause a noisy breathing that is known as the death rattle and sounds like this. You also may notice that a dying patient sleeps a lot. This can be distressing for relatives, but it's important to understand that physical exertion for someone approaching death is exhausting. And for the moment, all effort is being put into staying alive. Nearer the end, the patient may transition from sleeping many hours to diminishing consciousness and then coma. The fifth and final sign is incontinence. When we're alive, our brain is constantly sending signals to tell different parts of the body what to do. At the end of life, these signals stop and our muscles relax. The bladder and the sphincter are in a constant state of contraction, so when there are no more brain signals to the bladder or bowels, they will relax. And this is why it is not uncommon just before or after death for incontinence to occur.
Okay. Is it still going on there? Okay, well, I'll shut up.
No, it stopped.
No, it didn't. I think they're talking about incontinence now.
Ooh,
We're delayed.
damn. There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
We're whispering because we're trying to wait. Let me switch scenes now. All right, so that's the video. I thought that was a pretty good video. It really explains the whole process of it. And I think it's important to know this because, we're going to see our loved ones pass. It's probably, once in our life. And at least we won't be scared. We're going to be informed. It's very important to be informed of this stuff, I think. Good. Okay. Good.
There's a lot
the
of other
scene.
cultures that look at death as just a normal passage of life and whatever, but here in the US, it seems more like you see more people afraid of it. They're like, this can't happen to me. This can't happen to my family. It's not possible. It's not only possible, it's inevitable. It's a matter of time.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. You want the
But so,
video, Sue? Sure. Mm-hmm. Go
but
ahead.
yeah, so if people are afraid, even a good death, and I'll say those words, yes, a good death, because again, we're all going to die. If people can have a good death and not be afraid and be calm in the transition, it's definitely going to be better for them. And how better to be calm than to be informed.
Right. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So this brings up another question, which is an interesting question of the chat. Me and Caroline were talking about this, and we're like, if you could pick the way you die, What would you pick? Carolina picked smothered until I talked to her about it. And she's like, well, maybe not.
No,
So, I mean, I'm just curious on how do you guys actually have a way that you would want to die? A certain way. Just type it in the chat and let us know. My ear itches. I gotta take my earbud out. Oh, shit. What's going on with this ear? It's so itchy. Ooh! All right. There we go. I held my grandma's hand when she took her last breath. Aw. And she knew that too, Mindy. She knew that. In your sleep. Okay. So a lot of people are going to say in my sleep, I guarantee it. Mine is in my sleep or under some propofol during a surgery. That's my way I want to go.
Give me some morphine.
be
She
having a
wants
really
morphine.
wild, vivid, drug-induced dream in the hospital and go out while you're in it.
Yeah. Well, how many would want to do that during sex? I mean, would you really want to die during having an orgasm?
Yeah,
For me, it would be great, but it might cause some trauma for you.
true.
Right?
True. Can you imagine? Can you imagine your last breath? You're like, ah. Yeah.
Well, everybody knows about my box, so everybody wants this box, I'm telling you. That would be horrible, though.
That'll be a good way to go, though. Be like, ah, and then you're like,
Oh, God. In my sleep, so I don't know. Yeah, I see most of them are in the sleep.
It'd bring new meaning to "Oh my God."
Well, hell yeah. I wouldn't want expiration date, but I think I'd be fine, however, although I wouldn't want family to know. That's a main thing. I would want my family members to find me. You know, certain ones, You were dead for 2.5 hours. Wow.
oh wow,
And they
how
Brooke,
breathed
does
that
your
that
ass
feel
back.
like?
explains
What'd you say, on?
a lot. Brooke, that explains a lot.
Oh, honey. He's probably laughing his ass off. I said about Brooke today. I said, oh, I said about the aliens. I said he likes to be probed. Go probe Brooke.
Just go.
There you go.
Zing
And sleep
bang.
under medication. Yeah, I would need some medication. I think. Hey, Tanya.
Hello.
So that's a good question. About how you'd want to go, because then we go into another person, and that what is his name? The actor Carradine, right? Is that how
David.
you say his name? David
Yeah.
Carradine. Does anybody in the chat know how David Carradine passed away? This is like a quiz. We'll
I
quiz the
do. I
chat.
do.
Does anybody know? Don't Google it. Does anybody know how he passed away?
Does not anybody know how to spell what he passed away from?
I could spell it. I'm good with spelling. But his name is David Carradine. Okay, he passed away a certain way, and I'm wondering if anybody would want to go that way. Nobody's answering. They're probably all googling it.
Stu
Wasn't he in
knows.
like movies or something?
He was in karate movies, I think. Is that what you said?
Yeah, something along those lines. Martial arts.
Okay, you don't know how he passed? I don't know if I could say it. Can I say it on here without getting in trouble?
Well, we'll just change the wording around.
Okay,
Yeah,
so basically, he was hanging around. Okay, he was hanging around, and some rope happened to be attached from one. But yeah, okay, Carolina's like showing it. There you go. I don't know if I could say it, Lena, so I'm like, she said it.
He
And that's how
forgot
he
about
passed
it,
away.
but that's
He what?
perfect spelling. It's autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yes, it's auto. You gotta put auto in front of it. Makes a difference. Makes a huge difference. But yeah, here's the thing where I'm a little confused. If it was attached to his dink dink, right? How wasn't he? Doesn't he have to like?
No,
Wouldn't
so
he have to? Move
What
it.
he was trying to accomplish was getting choked out to the point of almost passing out right when he
Yes.
did his thing.
Yeah, but was he doing his
And
thing because it was attached to his thing? The
he
rope.
was I think he was attempting to get everything set up and slipped and hung himself.
Oh, is that what happened? I was
Something along those
confused.
lines, yeah.
I was very confused by that. So, yeah, that's an interesting way to go.
No doubt.
I don't know. How is that possible? He must have slipped on a chair. Maybe the chair was underneath or something, and then he slipped.
Yeah, it was something along those lines.
But I just still didn't understand why
And
the rope was
he
attached
was
to.
beating his meat
Oh,
hard.
but there was a rope attached to his meat, is what I'm saying. So why was the rope attached to his meat?
Maybe he liked the friction.
Oh, okay.
So
That's possible.
maybe it was a impromptu cock ring.
Oh, hon, don't say certain words around okay? I don't know what you
This is
say on here.
educational. This is educational.
This is educational, everybody. Oh, Lord. Be careful, please, what you say, okay?
Oops.
Anyway, so forgot what I was even going to say.
Maybe he was choking out the wrong part.
Oh, my God.
Jerking his chicken.
There you go. So he's not the only one that's passed away from something like this. I mean, if you go and Google it, I'm sure you can find a lot of people actually that go in this manner. His name is David Carradine. I think it's Carrdine. I'm
What not to
guessing.
do.
Yeah, this is what not to do. I know some people are into that kind of kink stuff, and okay, but you got to have safe words. You got to make sure that there's, I don't know, 911 ready to be called. I don't know, something. Don't let that
Or
happen to you.
or how
Yeah,
about
I mean, you could have said, "I'm coming."
Oh God.
I'm coming. All right, stop. Hold on.
Jesus,
uh,
I'm gonna get in trouble.
so bad.
Oh my God, was he married? I would, I was curious if
Well,
he was married.
and I just had a thought. If you've got all that money and fame and whatever, couldn't you afford to get somebody to pay you how to tie a knot that could not actually stay knotted when it gets pressure
Well,
on it, like a hiking knot or something?
but then you have to tell the person why you want that. They're gonna know that you're doing it for that reason.
Well,
You don't want this is like secret stuff for people. They don't want others to know that they're into that kind of thing, you
True.
know? So, I mean, his family was whew, they were like doing autopsy or something like they couldn't accept that he died that way. But you have to accept it. I mean, he was a kinky thing and he liked it. So, he went the way he wanted to go, that's for sure. Need not to be alone. Yeah, not to be alone or let people know
well, or
something.
get a partner that understands your kink and that plays the other side of it with the safety mechanism built in.
True.
Yeah, that would be a good
I
idea.
mean, you got to get your rocks off on something wacky like that. At least have somebody that's willing to help you out with it and not let you die.
Yeah, that's always good. He was married several times. Last 2004 2009. There you go.
Hmm.
When did he actually die, though? What year, Brooke, did he pass? I don't remember. I should have looked him up a little bit more. I was just like going right into a segue, though, from about how you would want to die. And then he was a perfect little segue there. Unfortunately, that's how he went. So, anything more on the death process? Does anybody else like have any questions about this topic? Was there when my grandpa took his last breath a couple days before he was telling me who was at the foot of his bed greeting him to come to. Oh, that's awesome,
Oh my
Angelique. That's
goodness.
and my grandmother had saw things too. My uncles have seen things. They were like, oh, my grandmother I think said Ronnie's here, and that was her son. So different people, yeah, they can see their loved ones waiting for them. I love that.
2009 is when he passed.
Oh, oh 09. So he was still married then. Oh God, that
Apparently.
poor wife.
That's even worse.
Safe words. Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh God,
Um,
no, I'm leaving.
oh yes.
Let's all just be safe.
Oh my god!
Oh jeez. This is not good. This is the light part of it. Okay, guys. So
We're so mature.
we are.
Sorry.
We really are. See, there's good and bad. It's not all, depressing. Sometimes you have to laugh.
Yeah.
Hey, humor is the best possible response to damn near anything that could go wrong. And
True.
that includes dying and death and injuries and anything else. It'll fix anything or keep you sane just long enough to get you through.
I'm good at
He was,
distracting people when
he was
they're
being
when it's
celibate.
crazy. Oh my ass, he was. That's what he said. Wow. Help. You think? He was talking to his mom, brothers, and sisters. Wow. And my mom and brother were standing on each side of him. Aw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see many images, so that's why don't worry about them. Everybody always says, "Are they okay?" Why do you ask that question constantly when you know that they're okay? Because their family members are greeting them. They're bringing them over and adjusting, helping them adjust.
Humor
So
is
they're
definitely
great.
my coping mechanism. I do that, yeah.
Humor and sarcasm, hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly. The
Mm.
TikTok hospice nurse handle. There's a couple of hospice nurse Julie and the other one.
Hey,
What's her
Shallon.
name? Julie. Hello, Shannon. Uh, there's a couple. Yeah, I don't care if you want to. If I don't know, I don't know if it's. I think it's okay to put them in here.
Yeah, why not?
I know Julie is one of them. I can't remember the other one's name. I've seen two of them. They're very good. They're very sweet women. They have YouTube channels. They have TikTok. They're definitely making some money on it for sure. But they're educating, which is very important.
So, does anybody have any, do you ladies have any stories of communication after death, like recently after?
Like someone died?
Yeah, and then like maybe they came to you in a dream or something happened that was deja vu that made you realize they were communicating or something, anything.
I've had dreams.
Yeah, go ahead.
Friend that I had, her mom just recently passed. And that night that she passed, I had a dream and she said, "Hey, how you doing? I am gone, but I'm okay."
Hmm, nice.
Um, how about you, Nikki?
Well, mine is Vincenzo. Mine, it's a pretty big one when it came to him because I told this story already. Most people know the story, but of him being on the other side of the fence. So he loved the backyard. He used to sit there and stare at the fence. I don't know why, but he always did it. He just kind of sat down and stared at the fence. And then when he passed, he was on the other side of the fence and he was just wagging his tail and he was looking at me. And I was like, he's free. He's on the other side, like the Rainbow Bridge. He crossed over. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I felt peace.
Yeah.
But I've had many
So,
people come to me in dreams after they died. They're like, "I'm fine," or my best friend, she was dancing, and that was only a couple of days after she died, and I saw her in the dream, and she was just dancing. She had
and
scleroderma. She couldn't even get out of the chair. She was like
Nikki, how
stone.
long was she in a wheelchair before she passed?
Like 3 years, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. So dancing in the dream right after she passed. That's freaking
Yep,
awesome.
yep. It's cool. I mean, you see them and they're just healthy. They don't look anything like they looked when they were passing. They look healthy and young and they're very, very happy. For the most part. I don't know if what you guys have seen, in your dreams in the chat. Write it in
Oh,
there.
Nikki Burke just shared that the night his aunt passed, he felt that she was struggling to breathe and he was having the same problem. They're in different cities. Would you
Hmm.
want to share what you experienced with your um, the gentleman with the motorcycle?
Mine?
Yeah.
What? The guy with the
Remember?
motorcycle.
Okay, do you want me to tell him?
I guess, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Which
So
one?
I was at work one night, and
Oh, my mom? You
no,
talking about my mom?
no, your ex.
Yeah, and about what my mom said? That he talked to her? Or no?
And then you
It's a
said
different
that you were
story?
having problems breathing, that your chest felt tight,
Oh, yeah,
but you
yeah.
didn't know why.
Yeah. I knew that he was dying. It was weird. And then my mother, he came to my mother and literally said, "Tell her I love her." And she freaked out. She was like in my driveway freaking out. She goes, "He just came to me. He said it right in my ear, just like that." And I'm like, "Oh my God, relax." I said, "Okay, all right." But he was, I don't like talking about him because he's a freak. He was like a stalker freak. So, and
Yeah.
he still was in death. He still is. He's literally
Oh,
still
he
is.
pops in every now and again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
he
believe
gets
that.
he gets so angry. You're like, "Get out of here. Leave him alone." I'm
Like,
like, he's a
dude,
ghost. He's
you
fine.
messed this up a long time ago. Just move on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Let me see. My
I
mom
had a
came to me
Vinny
in a dream.
experience as well.
Okay.
I when Vinny got really sick pretty quick, and unfortunately, it was on a weekend, and the vet wasn't even open on the weekends, and we'd had to travel to an area far away to a place he didn't know anyway. And we said, let's just keep him home and see what happens. Well, he had a rough weekend, and Monday morning, I still ended up bringing him into the vet. And by then, he didn't really know, I don't think, uh,
He
that,
didn't.
that we were still there. But
No.
for weeks afterwards, I've kept feeling strong grief, waves of it, wondering, could I have done something different? Could he have suffered less? Could I have changed something in some way? And I almost never dream. But one night I dreamed that Vinny jumped up on the bed and curled up next to me and went to sleep. And I didn't realize until the next morning that it was a dream. But I felt him. I felt the warmth of him laying down next to me like he did when he was a puppy. And,
Mm.
and that like lifted that weight from me. And after that, I was fine.
And that was him. He was trying to tell you, "Dad, you did everything you could. I didn't even feel a thing, and that's it. That was your confirmation that he's fine."
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great thing to have, just like him on the other side of the fence. It was perfect, you
Yeah.
know? What do we got here? Wow, we have a lot of, wait, we have to read. I'll read the chat. My dad visited me
Okay.
in a dream 4 weeks after he passed.
Yeah.
This is gonna, wait, he said, "This is going to feel weird, but you're going to be okay." Aw.
Hmm.
The day my great grandmother passed, I was paralyzed on the couch. She came to me and said that she would be okay and be with my grandma and mom and faded back and I could move again.
See? It's awesome.
Sean, my mom came to me in a dream while I was pregnant with Chaz. So it was years in between, but when I was alone and scared, she was there for me.
She comes through the box a lot, too. My
So
husband, 20 years complete
I can
suicide.
share one more along those lines. In the military, I worked in trauma in medicine as a medic, and we had a guy who had literally been hit by a large vehicle, and we thought, oh my goodness, despite everything, he looks good. And I took care of him right from the ER and up on the floors, and um, I learned his name and I talked to him. He was from another country. I couldn't communicate a lot with him. He only spoke a little English, but um, seemed like a really nice person. And I left the shift feeling pretty good. And the next morning, I went back and found out that we didn't have the proper equipment to check him. And he had ruptured his spleen in the accident, and he died that night. And something about that just really, really stuck with me about him. And I actually had a really bad dream, and I'll try to keep it minimally graphic, but I dreamt I was in an open field of dirt, like not sand but dirt, and there was heavy machinery digging really large holes, and they were pushing bodies into the holes,
Hmm.
like you would have, seen in back in World War I or something when they had nothing, no other way, but they were doing it by hand, of course.
Mhm.
But it was like that, and I remember looking into the abyss of that hole and feeling so horrible and wondering if this person that I had just known was one of those. And
Bodies.
yeah,
Hmm.
and I felt somebody come up next to me, behind me, and not knowing who it was, they put their hand on my shoulder from next to me, but just a little behind. And I felt the warmth of the hand, and I knew it was that dude. And I
Wow.
knew he was saying, "It's okay. There's no reason for you to carry this."
Hmm. Pretty good story.
100% true.
Yeah. Um. Now Deborah's is a little freaky. Her grandmother came in the shower with her.
Oh my.
She went in the shower and she said she was washing her hair and had her eyes closed and she felt her shampooing her hair. And then she said, she said, open my eyes. She was there. I screamed loudly. What do you mean she was there?
Ooh.
You saw her apparition? Like you literally saw? Or she wasn't alive, obviously, right? She was gone. That would freak me out a little bit. I always tell spirits, don't come in the shower with me. Please don't come in the bathroom with me. That's the one place I kind of want private. And I know they watch us having sex. I know that. But what are you going to
You know,
do?
I just have to lock that away in my mind and say that there's rules where they're at, and in certain circumstances, they're not allowed to look in on us. That's what I'm going
But you know that's bullshit, right?
with. Probably,
I'm just I'm just saying.
probably.
They're
But
bullshit. Spirit can watch you any freaking time they want. No matter what you're doing, they can watch you. So be prepared. Yes, for spirit. Oh, okay. Wow, that's amazing, Deborah. Wasn't super into the cemetery stuff when Nikki started on TikTok. No, he's not. He's never been into the cemetery stuff, Brittany. Never. Right? Just until you met
no,
me. And
I
then
always
I
thought the
kind of
really
pushed you
old
into
ones
it.
were cool, and I like to see the old years. I was I took a field ecology course in college long, long time ago. And one of the things we did, which you can't do now, people, listen to me, you cannot do it now, but we did grave rubbings.
Hmm.
And you go to the mid 1800s, whatever, and with some paper and a graphite pencil or something along
Yep.
those lines to figure out what those graves say, even though you can't really see them, to establish how long people had been there and about their life at that time. And we would go back and study about the people we had visited and whatnot. You can't do the grave rubbings now because they found out that it actually puts pressure on them and ruins them, and they tend to break.
Mm.
And that information on those graves can be lost forever when you do that. So, not recommended at all. But that was something that I did become interested in the sociology of it, and uh, how it affects the times when they were born, when they lived, when they were there, how short of their lifespan was. It just was very interesting to me. But as far as to the extent that Nikki has taken this channel and made it into the amazing thing that creation that it is,
Oh,
no,
stop
I've
it.
never thought myself to ever be this involved. But I'm really happy I am.
I just pulled his ass in, like, you're doing it. Come on. Well, not the spirit talking. He definitely doesn't do that. I mean, a little tiny bit he did, but it's more just helping out, cleaning the cemeteries up, and finding out more about our history and stuff. I think that's really cool. And we got to see so many states, going to see other places. It's been awesome.
Yes, it has. And to be
Yeah.
able to share our experiences, the cool places we've been, the pictures that we've taken, having actually been there, it's just really awesome.
And meeting all of you wonderful people, the Dead family. Because we are a family, damn it.
Called community, people. Get it.
Lola. There's Lola, guys. She's like the
Her
friendly
name was
mascot.
Lola. She was a show cat.
She's not Giuseppe, though. Come on. She's not Giuseppe.
Giuseppe's pretty damn cute.
Yeah, he is. Just a little bit. Except for tonight, after he chased after his girlfriend. He's being a BB.
Yeah, that wasn't very nice.
Stop choking her. You look like you're choking her. This is why she bites her. So, okay, so we talked about death and dying. We got that. Is there any other topics you want to talk about tonight, or do you want to like just get some questions? Go ahead, Carolina.
Oh, what do we have?
Question Q&A. You could do Q&A.
Yeah, we could
doing
do
an
that.
hour. Do as long as you want because you have to go to work. So it's up to you how long you would like to stay on tonight. Oh, thank you, Tracy.
Human matchmaker to chipmunk matchmaker.
Yeah, right? Oh, that'd be so cool to have a chipmunk wedding.
Oh
I would
my
do something stupid
god.
like that. Screw that. I would do it. It'd be fun.
If you would hold him, because he's
I
not
ain't
going to
touching him.
stand still.
I ain't touching him. He came
I
real
thought he
close
was
to me
going to take
today.
one out of your hand today.
I know. He almost did. And I'm like, get away from me, Giuseppe.
He's like, but you're fucking feeding me.
I know, but I'm like, damn it. You need to step aside. Let me give you the damn food first.
Wow, that's pretty wild, chill.
As in the hospital, my father, who had passed several years prior, walked through the window and up the side of her bed. Wow.
And they
Wow.
walked out.
That's amazing.
Mm.
I had a flower pot on my deck empty for 2 years. Mom passed in January. This plant started to grow this summer. That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
I love that. I'm going to flip you guys to the main screen. Hold on. I'm flipping it because I can't stand that thing in the chat. It'll take a minute to go on the screen, but I needed to fix that. I'm not giving them mixed signals. What are you talking about? I say, get your ass away from me so I can give you nuts.
Almost eat from my hand, but don't come near me.
Well, I know that he doesn't come out at night, that's for sure, because I tried to feed him. I'm like, let's just go here real quick before we go home. And he's like, you're crazy. I'm like, I know, but I just have to do it. And he wouldn't come out. So he's only out during the day. And he waits for me right on that ledge. Every time I pull up or I walk in, I'm like, there he is. He's just waiting on the ledge. Poor thing. I hope he doesn't stay there for like 10 hours waiting for me. There's days I don't show up, I don't go there.
Giuseppe.
I died too in the same night. You don't remember anything? Oh, that would have been cool if you remembered. You never watered it. Wow.
Brittany, it's the old push-pull philosophy. She knows it well.
Me?
No, dear, not at all.
Talk
Talk about Giuseppe. Giuseppe, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means, Tracy.
I
don't know.
know.
Carolina
I think
would know what that
I'm too
means.
old.
KMSL. Kiss
That's not
my
single lips.
yeah.
Oh, you're hilarious, Ashley. I'm going to take him home. Yeah, sure. Sure I am.
He's gonna give you rabies and then
Yup.
shit everywhere, and
guarantee-
then Nicholas is probably trying to kill him and eat him.
Probably. Oh, for sure.
Oh, he would.
He killed a bunny. He killed a little baby bunny. So that thing, he would definitely eat it as an appetizer.
He chases bugs around the house.
I know, he still does it.
Ant gets in the house, Nicholas lets us know where it is.
I'm going to put the video up, guys. You're going to see that he went on top of my bag there. I do. I have the video. I just
Daddy,
didn't put it up
Oh
yet.
my god, I have a dirty mind. All I said, you guys still have enough nuts? I was like, well, yeah. You got Mr. Nicky. Oh god.
He's in his second 5-pound bag of nuts. He's literally, I just opened that bag, 2 days ago? I said, I can't believe this.
Yep.
But he's going to hibernate in November, so he's only got one more month of being around, I think.
Yeah, and then he's going to end up doing his girlfriend the whole night.
Probably. Oh, killing myself laughing. Okay, see, we didn't know what that means.
Gotcha.
Jeez, Carolina, you're young. You should know that shit.
Well, no, everyone just says LOL or LMAO.
That's a new thing.
LMFAO.
Yeah.
My brother hated grasshoppers. I was scrolling through Google images of angels and angel quotes, and a freaking grasshopper image was in the middle of those angels. See?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how they come to us and with all these crazy messages and signs, and we're not realizing it until it hits us right in the face.
Yep. And then a lot of times we're in denial of it. That can't be possible. I'm seeing things. Are you?
Yeah. There's too
I
many
don't know.
skeptics out there.
I like to think of myself as scientifically minded, but it's been a lot of experiences, especially over the last couple of years, that really got to make you think.
All I know is when I'm dying, I'm gonna touch people's asses.
Yeah.
Just grab their butt and be like,
Okay. Don't come to my house, girl. Leave my ass alone. That would be so freaking weird if I felt that. I'd be like, oh, it's just Carolina. No problem. We should have some kind of sign, though. Yeah, if somebody passes away, we definitely need that kind of sign. What would you do? What would you do to your loved one if you did pass? Would you do that? Would you just grab people's asses?
Like, would you let them know you're there and be sweet, or would you just be like a huge pain in their ass without them being able to figure out what's causing it?
I would do that.
I'd
I
probably
would do
do
the
that.
second part. I would love to haunt some people. Trust me.
Like, I would swear some days that there's somebody going around behind me taking my keys and putting them in a different spot, and my wallet and putting it in a different spot, because it sure as hell ain't where I put it the last time that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
What
from the
about
other
my
side messing
boxes,
with me?
babe? Tell them about my boxes going on by themselves.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
They'll just start talking. One day she wasn't even here. She left the iPad on the counter in the bathroom, and it was off, and I hear these voices coming from the other end of the house.
It's like
I go in, and the iPad turned on one of the boxes and was talking away.
I love it.
But the screen wasn't even on. It was all audio. So it was a black screen. So I'm running around trying to figure out where the hell voices are coming from.
Yeah, you're supposed to turn the app or whatever it is on. So even my SB7 could turn on by itself. It's like, what? Where's that coming from? It's spirit energy doing it, saying, I want to talk.
Or
I'll
how
fuck with people when they pass.
I will for sure. My mom told me she's going to hunt me? You mean haunt? She hunts you. That would be terrible.
You rascally little rabbit. I'll hunt you down.
Once they understand, then I'd mess with them. Yep, I would definitely mess with people. I have to. That's just my personality to do that. I'm gonna be all sweet.
Oh, no.
Tickle.
You would totally.
Yeah, just a little. Wait, I'm gonna try to put all three of us on the screen. I'm playing around with graphics here, so let me just see something. Oh, Carolina, we got you bigger.
That's what she said.
Oh, baby. Okay, so if I do split screen with oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. We know we want to see Carolina bigger on the screen, right, guys? Especially if you have a TV on. You got to check her out. You look good. I like it. I like the background too. I can really see it now. Wait, let's see if it goes.
Oh, yeah.
I switched it.
That's cool.
Might as well play around with it a little bit because I'm just starting with it. I would definitely mess with people. Yup. There she is.
I probably like. I wish you could do that, but I don't think you can. Like if they're about to drink coffee, put salt in it.
Oh, that's terrible.
Mm.
If you have enough energy, you could do anything. But my Alexa goes off. It's my grandma.
Every time they go take
No
a shower,
shit.
I'll drop the soap, so they have to bend over, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah. I thought you were gonna say peg. I'm like, no.
maybe
Ground
peg a few people I don't like.
Yeah,
They're
right.
like, take it.
Oh God. Okay, my kitty barks in the living room. She was a grandma's girl and barks in my grandkids' room. Oh, so we were the only one in there with the boys. Oh, see, my uncle that passed away like hiding my stuff under my fitted sheet. Oh, that sucks. Can't imagine getting in bed and then you got something under there. Wow. That's cool. I think that's most of our topics for tonight. Anything else? Let Carolina go to sleep or go to work, one or the other. Which one do you want to do? Choose a dog. Okay, gotcha. What the hell was that?
That was me.
Oh, Lord. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
We can talk about balls.
What? What kind of balls? What kind of balls would
Cheese
you like to talk
balls.
about?
Hello, food.
Okay. You roll with that. Go ahead.
I'm hungry, so
She
I
wants
do want some cheese balls.
I
Want some-
move items during the fibers. That's cool. That's cool, Sheila.
Oh,
Go eat
fun
then.
fact. Fun
What?
fact. I think we were talking about this earlier. When there's like a huge flood after a natural disaster, a lot of the coffins will be floating if it's like really heavy surge water. Um, and when they're doing search and rescue, they have to determine how long that person's dead before they get an official death toll count, which is pretty interesting.
Did you guys know that? Because that's what's happening in Florida right now, right? Is that what you said? Or North
Florida,
Carolina?
North Carolina, Georgia.
I mean, I didn't even think of that. That that's possible. What do you think of
Yeah,
that, Bubby?
I saw a coffin
Floating?
floating. I was like, what the
Where was that? Did you? It was this, what state
Family
was
is
it? Do you know?
relocating him to Louisiana.
Ha 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 ha. Florida might be the way that is though, because what is it? The water level over
Yeah,
there is
the
bad.
water table is very high.
crystals?
Yes, crystals. I saw a video of a coffin going in the floodwater. See?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Well, the one I showed today, I told you guys that one was only like 3 feet deep.
It
And
makes you wonder though. What do they do with those bodies? I mean,
put them back in once it dries out. What are you gonna do with them?
How you figure out who it is?
Well, that's the
so
thing. Hopefully, they can figure it out. It's in North Carolina, she said.
yeah, they had some really bad flooding. Their dam failed.
Yeah. Or somewhere near Asheville, I think.
Yeah, Asheville, North Carolina.
I like how you got an accent all of a sudden there.
North Carolina.
They said in that in the box today. They said North Carolina, and I went, and
Yeah.
I had an accent immediately as soon as it said it on the box. I said North Carolina. I was like, that's not even a North Carolina accent.
North Carolina.
I have
Carolina,
no
we're
idea how they
hungry
talk.
for balls. We're going to have dough balls, small bites, size of pizza dough, fried and dipped in pizza sauce and cheese. Ooh, that sounds good.
That does sound good.
In Louisiana, when they had
Yeah,
the big hurricanes. Oh God, I can't imagine Grandma floating by. That's not good.
Oh.
That's not good.
And especially
No.
the only thing that makes me worried is that if you have loved ones and there's like a really bad flood, you know, if you live like in the South where they have alligators and stuff, water moccasins, how you know if they're not like chomping on it and be like, here, I got grandma.
Well, they could. Why couldn't they? But maybe they don't like formaldehyde and shit. So
True.
yeah, the body doesn't taste the same as when they're alive.
I know like maggots and flies are like rampant when that shit happens, so I can imagine.
Chimney Rock that was washed away, and the sad part was the Rainbow Bridge. There was that cross helped the ones that were stuck in the flood. Aw, that's so sad.
Aww.
It sucks. Your sister's house got flooded. That sucks.
Oh, it sucks that
just
they don't have flood insurance.
Yeah. I mean, just our basement got flooded once, and it was like traumatic. I'm like, oh my god, my stuff. Now I can't even imagine a whole house getting flooded like that. or
All
getting
that shit
stuck.
that you have to throw out and you have to like gut the house and get new sheetrock. Oof.
Yeah. You can't save anything in a flood. It's
No.
very difficult.
Mm-mm.
No, keep everything up high on shelves in your basements and in the middle, they say. Don't put them on the sides of your basements. Keep it in the middle of your basement and you're safer if you get a flood. That's what we learned after we had a flood. I'm like, "Oh shit.
We
That
learned that in
sucked."
Hurricane Floyd. Okay.
Mm. Yep. New Orleans where all the bodies are above ground. Yeah, I know. Well, we're at the
Don't be
scene, you can
going.
hear
Don't
the
go in the
screams.
water
Oh,
too.
that's horrible.
Let's practice safety. Don't go in the water. Bacteria. Remember, all the sewage plants and all the wastewater treatment is if it's underwater, you're basically walking in dookie. So if you cut yourself, it's done deal
Oh
for you.
yeah.
So
MRSA,
stay out
everything
of the
else you're gonna
water.
get.
Yeah, stay
Are
out of
they
the
doing
water.
that? Why are they doing that?
No, yeah, people are doing that. Naturally, your instincts kick in after that adrenaline rush passes, and now you're trying to survive, and people are walking in the water when you shouldn't because hospitals are over flooded or not functioning. So if you cut yourself, there's no way for you to really get antibiotics. So
Wow.
you have to be careful. Don't run generators in the house. I saw videos of people doing that, and I'm like, you're gonna kill yourself.
That's
Um,
carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I know they say they have fuse hoses and stuff like that. I still wouldn't do that. I mean, no. Oh, and turn off your electricity. That's a big one. It's probably
Mhm.
what they should have learned when Hurricane Sandy happened. I don't know if you ever remember the story about Breezy Point in Queens. All those
Mm-mm.
houses caught on fire.
No.
Mm-mm.
What was that
Yeah,
about?
the power was still on and it was flooding. So, salt water and electricity doesn't mix. So it
It's
was like
very
a power overload, and then a bunch of houses, like I think 111 houses caught on fire.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Yeah, so they say if you're in flood waters, turn off and unplug everything, turn off your breakers, because if they turn the power on and all that's soaked, your house can catch on fire. So
Yeah. The
Dang.
salinity
Okay.
is so much higher that it actually changes the conductive properties of the water.
yeah,
It'll actually it can electrocute anything and everything that's in contact with water or electricity or anything connected to water or electricity.
Why is everything trying to kill us?
you never seen that show, A Thousand Ways to Die? That was a good show.
No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yes, I used to watch that.
No shit.
It amazed me how many people died in the most stupid fashions to
Yeah,
risk their life. It's like what? Like
Keep
yeah.
electric vehicles out of the garage also. Yeah. Those freaking electric vehicles, good luck with that in a
all those
flood.
lithium batteries are not getting a good reputation.
No, they're not. I would never get a Tesla. I'm good.
No, they're
Who
not
has a
good.
Tesla in here? I'm sure somebody's got one in here. Not it. I don't have one.
Mm-mm.
You don't know how to swim. Girl, you gotta learn how to swim. Oh my god. I mean, just at least a doggy paddle. You gotta get your ass out of that water.
I don't even think my sister can even do that. The poor thing. I tried to teach her.
Seriously?
Get
No,
yourself
I
floating.
think in her past life she must have drowned because she just can't swim. She panics. The poor
Well,
girl.
I
Just,
think that too in one of my past lives that I'm not good with water either. I mean, I've been in water. I don't like it. Like if I fell into one that I was fishing in, just kill me because I'm not even gonna try. I can't stand like fish in the water trying to suck on my toes and shit. Get out of
Ew,
here.
no,
I can't. I
no.
can't.
I'd be freaking out. I don't even like it when they touch me in the ocean.
Oh, ugh. No, thank
I
you.
love water though. I don't like heights, so I think I died something related to heights.
maybe it fell off a
I,
bridge.
yeah,
Probably.
could have. I lost a cousin to floodwater. He was a firefighter and rescuing people and his boat capsized. That's horrible. He was a hero. See, that sucks. Mother Nature's a bitch. Definitely. But again, if you live up in New York, you're only going to deal with snow mainly, not with
Yeah, but
all this
you
other
still
shit.
gotta be careful though. Like when you're driving in blizzards, you gotta be careful. Like if you get stranded, that you gotta call for help as soon as possible. You didn't hear about that story about I think snow was caught in their tailpipe and they had their car running and they died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh, jeez.
So you
Sure.
gotta be careful of that too.
Yeah.
The gas will find the path of least resistance. If you plug the back end of it, it'll find a hole somewhere and push it back into the cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Then RVs have to be careful, I'm sure, because they're out in that shit. You know what I mean? And you're parked and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You should check your tailpipes, right? Is that what they're called? Check your tailpipes
Get your
before you go
tailpipe
to bed.
checked, people.
And I think you have to turn off like your water or something like that so your pipes don't freeze and you don't get like a huge flood in your house. Is that a thing for you guys or no?
Not for us. I don't think we had any problems with that, do
Only
we?
if you're going to leave your house without heat.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you have to keep your heat on, especially in the winters. Yeah, in New York, shit, because it gets real cold. So you got to keep it on something, maybe like 56 degrees, 55 degrees,
Yeah. At least the
right?
minimum to make sure that wherever the main area of piping is doesn't get too cold.
What's in her mailbox? What? Ashley said, "Guess what's in my." Somebody sent me something. I gotta go pick it up too. I don't know what.
Vibrator?
Nobody tells me. Nobody tells me. I have no idea. It's a big surprise when I get to the PO box. We'll see. I hope so. How could you
Be like,
know?
Uh,
That's what I look like at the post office when I'm grabbing it.
I need to
It says
remind you you're
Florida. I'm all
kind of
excited.
married.
I'm what? You're
There's a
involved.
man in the house
You
for that.
you know you're involved. We can play together, honey. No problem. Done it for years. We, we have an emergency kit in our cars for winter. Yes, we do too.
Always.
We have the same shit you do, but mine goes a little bit more. I have D2. I have all this other shit in there. If I get pulled
go
over,
clean
they
some
think
graves in the blizzard.
they want to arrest my ass when I get pulled over. It's like,
You
wait a
know
minute, why
what?
do you have this?
A good thing to have in your car, because it's happened to me before. Keep a shovel in your car
Got it.
because I've been stuck before.
Mm-hmm.
And kitty litter.
Yep.
Kitty
Traction.
litter is really good for absorbing that.
Yep. Hello, Nicholas.
So,
That's really good. Make sure you keep blankets. You know, you can even keep like an MRE too if you
oh
needed
yeah,
to from like
no,
the
that's a
army.
great idea.
Yep, dried. What do they have now? They have the dried candy. What are they called? Freeze dried. You could do
Yeah.
that. Mm-hmm.
Get plenty of water. Don't get fucking milk. Okay. I never understood that. They still fucking do that, even in Jersey. As soon as they hear snow's coming, they all get the bread and milk. Like,
Why?
I don't
So they're
know. They did the
coffee.
same thing. They did the same thing for Hurricane Sandy, and I'm like, what the fuck? If the power goes out, that shit goes bad. What is wrong with you? At least if it's a blizzard, you can put it out in the snow. Because my father has done that when we lost power. He put all the meat and stuff in the snow because it was cold as fuck
Yeah.
outside. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you can't do that if it's hot.
It's called the outdoor
No.
freezer.
What about COVID and the toilet paper? Same thing. They went nuts for that
Save all
toilet
the
paper.
toilet paper.
For what?
People
You
trying to
know,
slip
wash your
20s.
ass.
True.
Yeah, seriously, you could get a washcloth and some freaking water and soap and wash it better than a freaking toilet paper can do. So I didn't understand people. They go crazy in these what you call it, these disasters and stuff. They don't think.
They
It's
used
like they
to
just
No.
panic.
crap in a
It really shows you who has survival skills and who doesn't.
Mhm.
True. Yep.
They used to crap in a hole in the ground, and at best, they might have a cotton cloth to go to the river with.
There you go. Or they use leaves. Don't they use leaves to
Oh
like wipe
man,
their ass?
they were starting to weren't they starting to ration paper towel too because people were hoarding toilet paper and started wiping their ass with paper towels. Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
would hurt. That shit would
Mhm.
suck.
Napkins, paper towels. They were going
You
You
might as well get
crazy.
a bidet at this
Yeah.
point. You can get them off Amazon,
exactly.
wash your ass, and you'd be like, but you know,
Okay. Why did your fingers do that? How far up your ass do you go?
And you're not
You
you're
do
not used
realize
to like
it's
water
must be
squirting on your butt. That's
outside, right?
weird.
I'm sorry, I just saw her fingers going way up there. I'm like, wait a minute. How far are you cleaning, girl?
Your days are not meant to be internal.
No. You're using it the wrong way, Carolina. Read the directions, girl.
You must have gotten one of those
Shit.
foreign models.
Gotta
Oh,
clean
shit.
well.
I guess. Oh my god, that was funny. All right, wait. Let me read the chat. We put all our food in the snow. Yup, that's a good place to put it if you need to. We put throw rugs in the car. Also, you can slide them under the wheels to help you get traction. Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing to think about.
Actually, I have a fitting quick story for this. We went to a cemetery on Christmas Day.
Oh God, don't remind me.
And we had never been there before, and we decided to follow the path, and we were kind of guessing where the road was, and we ended up in a very low-lying area, very, very deeply stuck in snow.
Yep.
And
And
it
who
took
got
us
us out?
about almost 4 hours to get out.
Yes, but who got us out in the end?
Listen, I will tell you, I tried everything I could think of to rock it. I've lived in New York my whole life. Anything I could think of was crawling under the car, digging stuff out. In the end, the only way we got that car out of there was Nikki helped me clear snow from underneath it by hand because it was hanging right up on the
And
frame.
feet. I was kicking
Yep.
the snow.
Sliding the feet underneath the car to dig out because the tires were not even on the ground. It was so hung up, all 4 tires.
This was his fault, by the way, that we went into that deep snow. But just keep going.
I said, should we follow the road? And you said, I don't know. And we were already going. And then we were down the hill too steep down the hill to try to back up it with as much snow as we realized was there. So forward was the only way.
So wait, you didn't finish that either. That we called AAA to get us
Yes, we
out
did.
on Christmas Day, and they were kept dicking us around, and they're like, "Well, yeah, we'll be there in half an hour. Nope, an hour. Nope, it's gonna be." I said, "You know what? I ain't waiting for these people." I started getting pissed off, and I said, "I'm getting us out of this friggin' thing."
After 2 hours, I get a hold of AAA for like the 4th or 5th time, and they're like, "Yeah, we're sorry, we just can't get anybody to you."
Yep. And
So
I said, I'm not waiting.
luckily, with the car, I had paid when eventually or previously for a plan that had towing in certain circumstances, and I got a hold of them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know where you are. We'll come get you out."
Yeah,
Like,
bullshit.
holy crap, something dealer related that actually worked the way it was supposed to. And Nikki said, no, they're not going to show up either. Let's just do this ourselves. And you know what? She got behind the wheel. I did some pushing, and we got that damn car out of there by ourselves.
Mm-hmm. That was crazy. I don't want to relive that. We did go back to that cemetery though when it wasn't snowing and we were able to see it, and I did do a live from there, so that was pretty cool.
Yes. But in my defense also, when we did go back in the warmer weather, the road was in terrible condition.
It
And
was.
that spot where we got stuck in was at the bottom of where 3 hills met, and all the drainage went into that one spot where we were.
Yeah. And we did not hit one stone. I mean, it was amazing. I was like, we got to be careful. We don't, go into any of these stones because they were on either side of us. There was a whole bunch of gravestones on both sides just surrounding us. So, but we did it.
So we carry shovels and gloves and
blankets,
flashlights, blankets. Yep. Anything that you might need that's small. The space blankets that fold up. We've got those ponchos.
Yeah, our car's full. We're not going to run into that shit again. That was we shouldn't have been there anyway. It's cemetery on freaking Christmas. You see what I mean? I can't stay out of a cemetery even on the holidays. I'm sitting there. It's crazy. It's too much. It's an addiction. Okay, do we have any other questions, guys? Because we are going to go. I think Carolina really has to go.
8:30.
Oh, 8:30 we're doing. Okay, so we're doing 7 minutes. All right, go ahead. Any questions? Kitty litter helps with traction. Yeah, that's what somebody said down there. It's a perfect thing.
For those who heat with wood, coal works pretty good too.
Oh, I didn't think coal. Okay.
When the fire cooks down and you've got nothing but charcoal left, you take some of those hot embers and the solid pieces of wood that are black, you shovel them right under the tires. You get a ton of traction and it melts right into ice and everything.
Yeah, I heard wool in a battery works too to help start a fire.
Huh.
Yeah, it could. Or in place of wool, you could also use what's the metal fine mesh that you use to clean with?
Oh yeah,
Brillo
that's what I
pads?
meant. The steel wood.
Brillo pad?
Yeah,
Steel
the
wool.
little Brillo pad. You
Yeah,
just go, and then
yep.
I want to
Pass
try
the
that. Does it
electricity
work?
no, that does
through
work. We did it in science class. If you're stuck and you're stranded somewhere, you need to make a fire, and you suck at rubbing the sticks together.
Yeah.
Steel wool and a battery. If you just like rub it, it sparks.
Huh. Okay.
It works. Yep.
eventually. Mm-hmm.
These are survival skills.
Rubber
So we went from
sparks.
death, dying, and survival skills. That's perfect.
What?
Why? No, hey, I didn't know some of this stuff, so I'm learning too. I like it.
Oh, you know
National
what?
Geographic. You watch a lot, or the
You
History
know what
Channel,
else
or
is a
Discovery.
great tip? If you are anywhere near pine trees, the pine sap is very flammable and it's very
Oh,
sticky. You can make torches with it. You can make a fire starter with it. You can use
oh.
it
Man.
for stuff.
Do we have any
Yeah,
maple
but
trees?
thick ooze.
I want to try it. See, I want to try all these things. I don't want to just talk about it. I want to try it. Test it out.
We can bring
It
some
definitely
home.
works.
Out.
Bring what? Hubby.
Hmm?
What'd you say? Bring what?
I said we can bring some back home and test it out if you want. I see a lot of it out.
Yeah. I want to try it. See how that goes.
Make sure your wood is dry.
But
You can't
I don't like it
burn
dry.
wet wood.
But
I think the main thing people don't realize also when they're like doing kebabs on the grill and their sticks are all burnt, I'm like, did you soak them? Because you're supposed to soak them.
that's an interesting segue.
Yeah, you're supposed
So
to.
caskets are made out of wood. So anyway, on death and dying. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Oh my
Ah,
god. Oh Jesus.
Yes, you should definitely soak your sticks.
Soak your stick.
Oh,
Soak it good.
nice
all right.
and wet.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going
Keep
from
it
soaking to
moist.
soaking. When you slice up potatoes and you want to make like French fries in the air fryer or something like that, you take your potatoes and you put them in ice water, throw them in your fridge for a few hours first. It makes the inside of the potatoes stay crispier and crisp on the outside better.
Yep. He's learning. He's learning how to cook.
I love my air fryer.
Me too. We use it every day. In one form or another, we use it every day. 3
Yes, 3
minutes.
minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And then I
This
gotta
was
go to hell.
Yeah, you just gotta go to the freaking work. Sucks.
Mm.
But we'll figure out next week what we're gonna talk about. If you guys have any suggestions, please write to us. Tell us what
Let
you
us
want to
know if
talk
you like
about.
this topic in Discord or, in when
And
she reposts this video on her channel, leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment and tell us, what did you think? Did we sound okay? And what do you want the next topic to be?
if you're not already, subscribe.
They are. This is the dead
Subscribe.
family in here.
Well, to
Nah, it's the dead
whoever.
family. When we started, we had about 40 people, and then we dropped to 20. So I know when it's down to 20, we're a dead family at this point. That's all we care about anyway. No.
Community.
We welcome new people, but, we have our favorites.
A lot of them
Yes,
are little
very
boogers,
flammable.
but it's okay.
Be nice. We only get the freaking trolls when I go outside to the cemeteries. Did you notice we didn't get one troll in here tonight? It's just the cemeteries that brings out the bad in people for some reason.
I just don't. I think it's their fear. So they make jokes
Maybe.
Mhm.
because they're
Makes
afraid.
sense.
to be in a cemetery.
They're not. I'm in
People,
it.
people often mock things they don't understand or that they're afraid of.
Yeah.
True.
But I really wish they would give it a chance and listen to what I'm trying to, show them and make them more comfortable with it. That's all I could do is just keep doing it as long as I can. Love the air fryer. Yes, I do. We got a new one too. We love it.
I need to get another air fryer.
You too, Mindy. I hope you do. Tomorrow we'll be on again though. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow though. It might rain, so might
We
be
got to
doing
do a
spirit chat.
Discord live where we can be more uncensored, talk about
Yes.
wee-wees and sexual stuff.
Okay. Just say when, Caroline. You're the one that freaking works nights, okay? So you're the issue. Come
We
on.
can do it tomorrow night if you're not busy.
You said
I'm
tomorrow
off.
you didn't want to do it though. You said
I
tomorrow
mean,
you
it
wanted
doesn't
time.
have to be long. Remember, I can just, sleep after.
Well, you tell me and we will do it. I don't mind. As long as I have my days free to do the cleaning and stuff and, get out there.
Well, it can't be during the day because everyone's working anyway.
Right. So like same time, like 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock. It's
8.
always 8, fine.
You can even
8's
push
good
it
too.
because as long as I get sleep, that's the only thing. As long as I get sleep.
You're gonna get sleep. It's 8:30. We gotta go. If it goes past, I'm gonna flip out. So thank you everybody for coming on in. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you, Mr. Nikki, for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow sometime, guys. Hope you enjoyed the live, and we will see you. Have a good night. Bye,
All right,
everybody.
Bye-bye.
bye.